folks, Dennis here. Hope you're having a great day, a great evening, and a great life. Just could you let me know that you can hear me, please? I would appreciate that. I've turned the volume down on my stuff here. Just let me know you can hear me and the music not too loud. I'd appreciate that. If you can't hear me, then switch your sound up. So tonight's special, it is the Denis Barnes Out Front show, but it is still the Denis Barnes Out Front show. But tonight is about being in love with yourself. You can hear. Thank you very much, Elaine. And hello Colin. Hello Jill. Hello Dennis. Hello Elaine. Hello Colin again. Thank you very much. Loud and clear, Dennis. Thank you. So, as you can see, I'm in pink, and the background is pink. I'm living from your heart. I was in meditation this morning, and I was saying, do you want me to put a show on? Do you want me to put a show on? Good evening, Sue. Welcome aboard. And basically, they didn't tell me. They didn't answer me. So I thought, I'll tell you what, it's up to me, I suppose, isn't it? Because it's like they've left me to decide for myself whether I want to put a show on or not. And then I was asking for direction in one of my prayers the other night or the other morning. I was asking for direction. Am I on the right path? You might think, why am I asking for direction? We should all ask for direction, all of us, because when we ask for direction, we will get directed in the right way, as long as we are open to their way of speaking to us. Let me just see what. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. That's come as a message instead of that's a private message. Okay. So when we ask for direction, we will get direction, all of us. And it's just a matter if we are open to what form of direction they are sending us and how they send it. Me personally, I ask for, will you give me direction in a way that I can understand it? I can fathom it out. If it's not you giving me direct direction, that's a mouthful, direction, let me know that it's coming from a source I trust and value. So I thought, right, okay, trust and value. That's good. That's really, really good. So the other day I had a phone call off what I would call this is going to make you laugh, my mother in a past life. Yes, I actually know two sisters in a past life and a mother in a past life. And my mother in a past life rang me up and then she started talking. And then she gave me basically what I was asked for. Wow. And I told her. I said, you're giving me what I asked for 2 days ago. She said, Dennis, darling. She calls me Baby Bear because sometimes I growl. Yes, so I call her Mother and she calls me Baby Bear. Because I do growl sometimes, like a big bear. But I've calmed down a bit now. And she says, well, I had this overwhelming desire to ring you and to talk to you about certain things. So I listened. I'm not going to divulge what was said here, but it's about, the gist of it was relaxing and coming from your inner peace. Beloveds, when you come from your inner peace, you have complete control of yourself. This is not what she said. This is my people coming in now. But when I sit in peace and quiet and allow them to draw the curtains and allow them to come in, then they will do. And it's amazing when that happens, actually. Amazing. So here we are on tonight's show, and it's all about living in mastery, living from your heart, and not being scared of withdrawing from this world at the present time. But if we allow ourselves to be continue bombarded by the media, by friends sending you videos which they meaning well, but if you allow yourself to be sucked in, then you will be in that vibration of, well, Maya and delusion, doom and gloom. Everyone, as Shakespeare says, you are an actor in the play upon the stage of life. And it depends how you play your part well in this life, of what role you have in another life. Now they're bringing me, don't mind they're bringing me, but I will bring it out now. Even those that I'm hesitating in bringing this name out, but even those people who committed atrocities that we call atrocities in civilization, like all the people who started the wars, Stalin, Hitler, and all the people in America who are warring now, and Russia. All this is what you may call divine timing. Now, some of you will be up in arms and say, what do you mean divine timing? How can it be right to massacre people? But we have to understand that every one of us is playing a part in this life now. Every one of us has signed a contract before we came into this life. A contract to fulfill. An acting role, you would say. For the ones who have an easier life, they've signed a contract for having an acting role, an easier life to live than the ones who, like just say, living in Ukraine, who are being forced to flee about the humanitarian corridors out of the country. Now, everybody signs a contract. Everybody knows in their higher self when they will be taken off the planet. Some will be peaceful and some will be a bit troublesome. I'm hoping that it's peaceful for everybody. But they're telling me now there's no pain in death. You get to a certain point and the pain is taken off you, because upstairs your guides, your inspirers, your higher self doesn't want you to suffer. Doesn't want you to feel that pain. But what happens when you get mucked up into Maya and delusion? Well, what happens then is that you lower your vibration. You become lower. You're not thinking from a higher perspective, a higher vibration. Because every time you think of a lofty thought, a lofty feeling, then everything on the earth changes. Because everything you do, everything you say, goes into what you may call the harmonic grid upon Mother Earth. So your thoughts and feelings are magnetic. It goes into the earth. So if you're coming from doom and gloom, you're putting doom and gloom in the earth, in Mother Earth. So it's that grid around the earth which has got to be decluttered, deleted, and restamped or downloaded with our thought patterns. And the best way to do this, beloveds, is to be at peace with yourself. When you are living from your heart and being open to yourself first and foremost, it is right to say to your own self, be true. I like the way they bring in these statements in now. For when you're true to yourself, And when you look at the thoughts you are thinking and the way you are feeling, then you have the right to react to them because you can't stop it. For when you react to your own thoughts, be negative or positive, a negative and positive is just two words that human race have put on to describe your vibrational energy. So when you look at your vibrational energy and you take it to a higher level, up the vortex, right? Up the vortex, go up all the time. But you have to come down the vortex. There's always a black and a white, definitely. You have to come down the vortex before for you to realise that you shouldn't be there. So when you realise you shouldn't be there, then you make the effort to change. Then you make the effort to go higher in the vortex. Then you make the effort, as Robert said, to clarify your thought feelings. It's a moment, as someone's put here now. It's a moment of clarity. It's a moment of understanding. It's a moment of do it. For when you do it, you have this almighty explosion with yourself that you realize fear keeps you rooted to the ground. Fear does not let you stand out and shine. Fear, what is it? Well, we all know what it is: false information appearing real. So we have to, in a way, come away from that and be totally honest with ourselves and saying, that's where we were, rooted to the spot by fear. But if you recognize that, then you recognize that you no longer wish to be at that point in your life, at that stage in your progression. We are all infants, all of us still crawling to what you may say ascension. For we can't crawl to ascension or go to ascension or partake in ascension until we totally realize what we're coming from and what the passage is all about. We cannot take negative thoughts, feelings, deeds, ideas into ascension. We cannot do that. We have to clean our act up in the way we think and the way we feel, first of all to ourselves and to other people. But when we clean our act up, we are raising our vibration. We are going up the vortex, what they've just said. It's our job, your job, is to come out of the matrix. Remember, every thought, every feeling builds your future. And we would like to talk to you tonight briefly, because we're going to open it up to questions and answers tonight on any subject that is fit for this show. We would like to ask you, where are you now? Where are your thoughts with what is going on in the world? What's troubling you? What's stopping you from shining brightly? Have you sucked in to this manipulation by what you may call the dark side? Because we all knew that one way or another, the COVID scam, the pandemic, has basically come to an end, but they're still trying to milk it for all it's worth. But there has to be something else after that to try to get us back on the dungeon wall in the jail and have us whipped to an inch of our life. So what do? They bring a distraction out. And in that distraction, there are things that are not being shown, not being understood. It's not being shown because the media don't want you to see how they manipulated you from the word dot. You have been manipulated. I have been manipulated. Even in the spiritual churches, I was manipulated. But I soon realised that and think, no, you have to think for yourself. You cannot think down the narrative way of somebody else's. You can't choose their narrative way. We cannot live anybody else's life. We have to be true to ourselves. For when we're true to ourselves, then we play the part that we are supposed to play on the play beautiful. And then we can go on to a bigger, more interesting part to play when we come back in to this world once again. Now, there are talk about people not wanting to come back and saying it's their final life. Well, who knows? Only they know. But we will tell you this, that the ones who are self-realized, the ones that have ascended in their own way of thinking and feeling, they will visit another planet when they go over to the other side. They will visit another planet. For the ones that have really moved their vibration forward and upwards, when they've got the idea of self-realization. No one can give you realization. You have to find it yourselves, beloveds. The path of a master is solo. You cannot take anybody with you. Other people can have a parallel path. A parallel, that should be. Can have a similar path, but they cannot come onto your path. You cannot go onto their path. You cannot and must not pinch anybody else's work, anybody else's ideas, and take it for yourself. If it runs along the same thought pattern, if you're looking at someone's work and it rings a bell, and you can take a sentence and then add to that sentence in your own way of flavouring it, then good. Because you're letting your juices flow. You're letting your channeling juices. And when you live from your heart, you won't do this. You will be totally honest with yourself. You will step out of your shell and you will try to help those who come knocking on your front door or back door or stop you in the street and maybe spend some time with you. And you will know what to say to them. You will know how to answer them. And some of you will be playing a little bit of a cheeky game by putting words in. I call it fencing with words. Throw a sentence in there and see how they act. See what they come back with. And by what they come back with, you have a good indication of where they are, of what awareness. We were going to say level, but we won't say level because that gives you an indication of a higher level and a lower level and a middle level. The words that they come back with give you an understanding of what they're thinking and how they're thinking it. When you have the understanding, do you think, I can help this person? Do you stand forward, step forward, offer a kind word? Do you live in your heart, no matter if they rebuff you and walk away and think you're a nutter? All the greatest people in some time of their earthly adventure were called nutters, or the scientists, or the people who have excelled in good politics, in good science, in good sportsmanship, people who've pushed forward in the music industry, musicians. They've all been classed nutters at one stage because of the way they are changing the rules. So we ask you, in a way, when you live from your heart, what happens? Are you truly living from your heart, beloveds? we would like to ask you that. For when you live from your heart, you will try to find the joy in everything. Just a quick neighbour, a talk, not having anybody cut you up. If they do cut you up in the car, you bless them. It's like everything in a way is like giving you the indication that you're on the right path. Living from your heart is not easy. It's not intended to be easy. It's intended to give you an understanding of what is happening, how it's happening, and how you can, wow, my brain's just been wiped, and how you can have the understanding totally self-realized within your heart. I'm just watching my other screen here, and it says it's waiting for a video signal. So it's I'm being distracted slightly, but that's fine because that actually shows me something that I'm aware. I have an understanding. Okay, fine. I just sent a note out then and said, "What is it?" And they said, "Tomorrow never comes." So if tomorrow never comes, they're they're teasing me in a way. They're seeing how far I will go without them allowing me to have their consciousness, and vice versa. If tomorrow never comes, everything now is the now moment, obviously. So, what is your now moment, people? Is it to get stuck in the mire and delusion of what the propaganda is putting out there? Do you put your TVs on and get stuck and feel upset? Okay, the human side of people should feel sad for those that are trapped. But what can you do about it? You can't do anything, especially if you're living in America and you're focusing on Ukraine or any other country that is under bombardment for any source of negativity. So what do? You focus on your surroundings, your life, your loved ones. You focus on that. You bring yourself in to the present moment, for that's all there is. There's no tomorrow. There's no future. Now you say that to other people and they just laugh at me, but we don't care. When you are totally honest and prepared to say things that people can and will laugh at you, then you're living in the moment. There's no cover up. When you look at yourself in the mirror and think, I could have done better, I should have done better. For when you look at other people and they say and do things that do not match their vibration, well, we have a saying that we've given to our partner. If they knew better, they would do better. So we ask you now that is listening to this broadcast, to this conscious channeling, if you know better, then please do better. Please see the love you have in your heart for your fellow human being. Show it them. Let them feel it. Go out of your way, because we are going out of our way, symbolically now, to bring you this message. We are hopefully inspiring you to go deep within yourself and find that beautiful pink heart of yours that beats with life. For every beat is a blessing of what you may call the source. Call it Father, Mother, Divine, Energy. Doesn't matter. For it's all the same aspect. Now we will talk on a wider note here. There are more, we will rephrase that. There is more than one God. We hear people going, what? Well, what are they saying? What's he saying? We will say again, there is or are more than one God. For there are countless vibrational situations like you'll find yourself in now in your cosmos, in your galaxy. You think you're the only Earth? You think you're the only planet? The only solar system? Do you really think you are? Well, let us tell you, it is not. You are not. Now, there are some of you who will listen to this and think he's off his rocker. But when you delve deep, when you go deeper than the teachings that other teachers would give you, for they've been spoon-fed off other people, when you have an understanding, an inkling, that feels right. That feels right. And when you have that inkling, that intuition kick up the backside, think, that feels right. What's it telling you? If it feels right, then it feels good. Go after it. We could also say, for he asked a question a while ago, is the earth flat? Now, we do know that on your planet there are flat earthers who believe the earth is flat. And they are the ones who have seen it being brought up to see it round, like a tennis ball or a ping pong ball in your neck of the woods. You are both correct in a way. For your earth is inside another vibration of an earth. And that is inside another vibration of an earth. So when you look at it one way, through the perspective, if you view it, it could be flat to you. However, if you are not open to the possibility of it being flat, then it will never be flat. It'll always be round in your situation. And we would like to say this now gently. When you're open to the possibility of change, the possibility of that your society have led you down the rabbit hole, the wrong rabbit hole, on purpose. If you are open to that, then you will come across those that have what you may call different teachings, esoteric teachings. God bless him, he can't say that word. He's had trouble with his teeth yesterday. His bridge has fallen out. So sometimes he says a word because there's no bridge there now. The air disappears. As one of your people says now in the chat room, everything is possible. Everything is possible. Eyes wide open. For let's talk of hidden knowledge hidden in Egypt, hidden somewhere around the pyramids. He has been to Egypt. We sent him. He fell asleep in the king's chamber in meditation, had an experience in a female, what shall we call it, temple, but only for females. And he walked in to this temple, and a gentleman walked up to him, a gentleman of that region, and said, "Welcome home." He burst to tears, for the vibration was still there. Now, there is secret knowledge hidden, and it has the possibility of being shown. And when you have the understanding of what has been hidden, you'll see life from a different perspective. And in that different perspective, you'll see a bigger picture. You'll have an understanding of an extraterrestrial life. That extraterrestrial life cannot be shown to you at this present time because Earth is in despair. There is a point that we will say that mankind has to go down before it can rise to its rightful place. There is a point of returning back to pure living. For when everything is taken off you, when your internet goes down, you run out of gas, energy, you rape Mother Earth, what have you got left? Nothing. So from nothing you start again. It's like you're all Scorpios and you all sting yourself to death. And when you sting yourself to death, that's just the way it is. But if you're all Scorpio, the Scorpio birth sign is 3 astrological signs. I am a Scorpio. Or he is a Scorpio who we speak through now. You see how we come in and go out and come in and go out? We mix our consciousness with him to let him know that we're still here and we are kind of overshadowing. That when you sting yourself to death, when you commit suicide by your own thoughts, your own feelings, the way you think about yourself, what you've done to other people, and you look and you think, not worthy anymore, that's committing suicide. But when you commit suicide, out of the ashes comes the phoenix. When you burn yourself, the phoenix comes alive. You reinvent yourself. The phoenix is a very, very powerful bird. And that bird can transform itself once again into a white dove. So hopefully you will see yourself all as a spiritual Scorpio, transforming yourself from the scorpion that goes across the sand with its crawlers and its sting, having a go at other people, protecting itself, until it realizes that's not the way to do it. But how can one get out of the scorpion's shell? You can't unless you die, unless you reincarnate, unless you change energy, transform, go up the vortex to become a phoenix. And then you become that phoenix, you fly, you see what's happening, you become the white dove, and then you go on to greater things. We would say that is how mankind is where you are at this moment. Crossroads. Do you continue to be the scorpion? Or do you allow yourself to die and to become the phoenix that rebuilds itself and flies on to a greater glory, and then transforms into the magnificent white dove. The choice is yours, beloveds, and we really do hope you choose well and you come from your heart. For when you step into that power, step into the softness, the fluffiness of your own heart, and feel its beating, every beat gives you a strength. Every stroke of strength makes you stronger. The blood that is pulsing through your heart, in that blood is the energy of your Maker, the energy of divine source, the energy of God. We will say that you are God. And once again, there's some of you going, what's he just said? What have they just said to him? We'll have to rock them 12 or 13 with our Denis. But it's true, you are God. You are God. Doesn't the Bible say you were born in the image of God? But we will go bigger and better than that. And we will say, you are a small spark of that divineness of God. So there's God within you. The image is God the Almighty, the Source Almighty. Some of you might see God as a different aspect, a different religion. But every religion comes back to one source energy. And we ask you that when you are close to going over to the other side, that you don't seek that religion that you are. You don't seek your masters, your teachers of that religion to meet you, to greet you, because they will on that religion, from that religion. But if you see God as a source of energy, a source of love, compassion, a source of understanding, an energy that you really can't describe because it's so beautiful you haven't got the words to describe it on your earthly plane. Because some things are indescribable over here and on the higher vibrations. So when you have that understanding that you are God, then you will understanding the greatness of yourself and what you are all about. All of you. It has been our pleasure to be able to relay our vibration through to our partner. For he has been thinking for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what's going on. And we will say to him in a way that sometimes too much, sometimes one can overdo it, one can be around too long and then taken for granted. And he understands now that sometimes when you're there, people don't tune in because, oh, they'll be back next week or the week after, they'll be back on. And what happens if they're not? So in a way, it's like self-preservation. Running the long race, not a 100-yard dash, but running the mile, having the strength to carry on and be there at the end. So living from your heart, beloveds, is a different aspect. And when you open yourself up, you will see there are different aspects of you coming forward to show you, the physical you, how many characteristics you've got. There's the ego, there's the spiritual side, there's the higher spiritual side, there's a higher self. Well, there's 4 different selves straight away. When you look at a situation and you see it firstly from your earthly viewpoint and then transmit it straight away to a higher viewpoint you will see what you're thinking about completely different. When you look at fear, what are you scared about? When you laugh at fear, when you laugh at the ego can't do anything. Mankind is paralyzed, or even paralyzed, we will say, because of fear. One cannot do anything because you're fearful of maybe, which is rightful. So at your level of understanding is losing your health, losing your life, losing your job, your family, losing materialistic aspects. But when you are prepared to lose this and still stand out there with faith, with understanding, faith with knowledge and understanding is very powerful. It's having a shield, where a shield can actually stop your attacker from hitting you. But having a sword, you can fight back. So when you have understanding and faith and knowledge, you've got the shield, you've got the sword to fight with, you've got a helmet for protection, you've got everything going on. All we ask you to do is see yourself as a spiritual gladiator and not be scared of standing up for yourself, even if it upsets your family. Well, you do know this, obviously, that you're born into a family on purpose because you've chose the family to give you an experience. That experience you might not like, but maybe you were there to give them an experience. You've downgraded yourself, all of you, through no fault of your own. You are a beautiful, divine, spiritual specimen having a human experience. You downgraded yourself. You put this cloak on you of doom and gloom, and you've tightened it up, zipped it up, put the buttons on, pressed studs on, put your neck up, put a scarf on, put a hat on, put gloves on, just to stop your light shining out. So we ask you to take the cloak off, take the hat off, the scarf off, the gloves off. Let your love and light be seen. Because when you let your love and light be seen, you radiate more faster. Your vibration is quickened. And you then start to realize the trueness of who you are. And that's what your heart is there for. The heart makes you live, of course. But it also has a hidden quality. It makes you feel. It makes you more susceptible to other people. When you say words from a heartfelt moment, a heartfelt word. Words should not be spoken unless you feel it in your heart first. Does it make you feel good? Will it make them feel good? Remember, you cannot use throwaway words. For once you've spoken a word, you cannot take it back, beloveds. So we ask you to use words of higher energy, words that give other people hope, peace, quality of life. That is our message this evening. We hope you like our different aspect today or this evening. So with that, we will now go. We won't check. Yeah, we'll change scenes here. Give me a second to change from one level to another level. Let me have a drink, please. Okay. What am I doing here? I forgot now. Just give me a second, folks. And I've just got to change the scene here, but I forgot how to do it. Okay. So a black and white one? No, we want this one. I forgot now. I'll tell you what, this one. Here we are. So, do you have a question? Do you have a question? If you do, let me have it. Let's see what's going on. I'm not hanging about though, folks. We've got 10 minutes. So, if there's no questions, then we will leave it and we'll go into meditation. So, let's have your questions, and then if not, we will go into meditation. Well, let's see what Robert says here. Your acknowledgement has changed from previous other aspects of you. I will leave it there. Let's hope others see and say something. Well, like I said before, this is Denis speaking now. We all have different aspects, and one day you show one aspect to somebody, you show a different aspect of you to somebody else. We're all shapeshifters in our different aspects. It's very good to have different aspects of you. Very good. For if there's only one aspect of you, that might be quite boring actually. Your job is one aspect, but doesn't define who you are. Your profession, be a window cleaner, a dustbin man, a garbage collector, a car salesman, or an MD, or God forbid a politician, doesn't define who you are. You are a beautiful, divine, spiritual soul having an earthly expression. Unfortunately, one has been sucked into manipulation for the greed, call it governments, call it world governments, call it entrapment. And what we are saying tonight, beloveds, is we hope you feel it's right for you to untrap yourself now. Once again, we will say thank you very much on allowing us to spend this time with you. And it feels now that I'm going to bring the show to a close. But no one's asking any questions, which is quite good because it would bring the energy down, and we don't want that, do we? So let's just change back to the scene I quite like. Yeah, I quite like this actually. Oh, no. Oh, I don't know what people are saying there. So, Marianne loves you. Who's that? No idea. Thank you, Robert, but I have no idea what you're talking about. So, folks, if you like this show, please let me know. If you want to see or hear more of this next time, then please let me know. If you're looking for a consultation or reading or life coaching or anything else with me and the Council of 12, I mean, I know other people that are listening to the show now who have had private consultations and it's changed their life, shaped their life for the better, of course. But if you would like a consultation, then all you can do is reach me through Facebook or through thecouncil12.com. And the Council of 12, the 12 is spelt the written word, not the number word. And the music is by, you're listening to now, is by kind permission of Robert Haig. And it's called Chiron. Okay, this is quite a few people now are either waking up or going home. I don't know, but thank you. I can't pronounce that word. Sushila, well, thank you very much. I do apologise if I'm not pronouncing your name right, but thank you for that. Thank you for that. Nice comment. And Indigo Michael, thank you very much for being here. Thank you so much, all of you. I'd like to give a shout out to the people that I may have missed, like Sue Star, Laura, I can never pronounce this name, Laura Per Cobra, I probably won't get it right, rollicking now for saying these words right, Elaine Timplaxis, because I know that's wrong. But not a lot of comments, but does it really matter? And Sue Star, good, need to contact you, couldn't put into words my questions. That's fine. Maybe your questions will come up in a private reading soon. Thank you, Colin. That's been great of you. Nice to get well, Colin. You know, get rid of that COVID situation off you. And I will say good night and God bless now, because time is coming up, and it's time. Yeah. Funny thing is, 2 days ago, I was having a piece of cake from my neighbour, who cooked some cake and brought some up, and after I finished eating the cake and had a drink of water later, my bridge fell out. Yeah. And I was like beside myself, but I wasn't beside myself actually. I'm thinking, so what? That had been years ago. I'm going, oh my God, flipping heck. Now, dentist the day after, he said, can't put it back. Your tooth is broke. That's holding it on. I went, two teeth? He said, yeah. He snapped the 2 teeth. I'm like, wow. But it's been ongoing for a while. He said, you probably snapped it years ago, but anyway, it's come off. Well, there's some words I can't say, and when I've been playing the saxophone, it sounds better actually. It sounds really better. So there's something going on here, folks. This is Denis in the physical being having a laugh. Don't let things get you down, folks. Laugh at yourself, have a smile, because we might not be around much longer. You know, those of a certain age, those who finished their passage of right, their passage of learning, of inspiration, of being a storyteller. For if you're a storyteller and you can hold someone's imagination, you can bring the truth and the proof and the direction through to people who wish to listen, wish to understand the word. When you understand the word that someone's saying, actually, it's the space between the words. If words are spoken slowly, the space between a word, like that space now, has energy. And when you have energy, you have everything. So we ask you, we're still here, beloveds. We have not gone. We would like a second bite of the pie this evening. He's looking and thinking, what's going on? You've all been travellers, all of you. There are some who are listening to this now, have been Bedouins in the sand. You've travelled from village to village in the deserts. You thought the desert was empty, but in the same footsteps in the sand, the same plod, 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 routine, the camel you are leading. Sometimes the camel is leading you. You have routine. As you have routine, as you walk amongst the sand of the deserts, you are gaining strength here and here. But when you live in barren times, when you come against the oasis, that fountain of knowledge and water and greenery in the middle of the desert, you have a hope, you are refreshed, so you can carry on your journey again. And this is what it's all about, beloveds. Giving you that hope that life can be better. And we will say it is better. Once you get out of the way saying, can it be better? For the can or will it be better means will is what it is, projecting it forward. Will, in other words, it's not with you now. But when you are the master, in fact, we will say, when you are the Merlin, the magician, when you can turn your words or turn lead into gold, then you will see how your words manifest the beauty in your life. And as you put the beauty in your life, others will see it. They will want to know how they can acquire it. So by your knowledge again of where they are at, or you have putting words, sentences towards them to see how they react, you know where they're coming from. And when you know where they're coming from, you then can meet them with your right energy to help them to that different level of understanding. There are different species there are different entities who have the ability to listen to what is going on in what you may call spiritual awareness shows, the vibration. You could say that those who've gone to spirit are allowed out to listen, to come down in their spiritual form, to watch, to listen, to have an understanding, and then go back over to spirit. You will all return to spirit one day. So how do you want to return? Do you want to return like thinking, I should have done better, I missed an opportunity? When we will say, if you don't want to do that, take every opportunity you can to be happy, to smile, to see the growth within yourself. It doesn't matter if nobody sees the growth in you. It doesn't matter. As long as you feel it, recognize it, and say to Source Energy, thank you for this opportunity of allowing me, you, to feel, to understand, and to vibrate higher through the vortex energy. On that note, beloveds, we will say good night, God bless. It's been a pleasure serving you, talking to you, watching you. If you like this show, let him know. It would be nice. Thank you. So on that note, We are all in a great place, all of us, and we have to just recognize it. We have to just recognize it, understand it, milk it for what it is, and then move on. And Robert would like his knowledge to pass as energy with no information. Well, information is knowledge, and knowledge is information. So, what are you going to do with that? And then you've got this one here. Thank you for coming along, folks. It's a completely different from what it normally is. I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't know I was going to put a show on till this afternoon. When I realised I had to do it, was something, when you ask for guidance, you get guidance. Yep, definitely. And I apologise if I've not been able to say the right words, for it's quite difficult when you've got 3 teeth missing on one side. Yeah, never mind. I'm seeing it as an adventure. Adventure to be under the dentist drill. Oh my God. Never mind. This is life, isn't it? Good night, God bless. Love you all. See you soon. Remember, if you're looking for a consultation, a reading with the Council of 12, let me know. Okay, bye for now. Love you all. Bye. Thank you all for coming. Thank you very much. God bless. Night night. Night night.